Welcome to Catch 22, the podcast. I'm your host, Lamar, and I got the beautiful, my lovely wife. Well, I don't know if this is my wife or not because...
Shaba!
Stop! Tori Glass, man. How you doing, baby?
I'm great.
So, bro, please, can you take this?
I'm ready,
You ain't never
baby.
been to Jamaica.
Shaba! But I'm ready. Catch 22. I'm ready.
And y'all understand why I drink.
Me too.
So, I understand that you have your own catering business. What's the title? What's the name?
Sea of Soul.
Sea of Soul.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that even mean?
You know, you want to take a seafood aspect. You want to take a soul food aspect. And you want to marry them together into this beautiful relationship. To where you get the greatest, most amazing flavors of food. And so that's what we're doing.
And that's a Sea of Soul.
A Sea of Soul.
Ooh. And can you cook? I know you can cook. But if people want to find you on social media, we're going to get all that out the way. On social media and all that other stuff, what do they need to go do?
Facebook, Sea of Soul. That's C, S-E-A, space, of, space, soul.
Okay.
But on my Instagram, you're going to hit me up on at Sea of Soul LLC, all one word.
Cool. So, you've been doing your thing lately, especially with the Sea of Soul and the aspect of cooking. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get into what made you want to cook, right? And what started you on this journey. And I'm not interviewing you. I just want people to understand what you got
It's
doing.
definitely an interview. Shaba! But
Bro, you get on my nerves, though.
What made me want to cook? My mom has been like the cook of the family. In the sense, my mom wanted to cook all the time. So even though we have great cooks all over throughout the family, my mom was the one who always wanted to cook, who always wanted to do the big dinners or X, Y, and Z. So I grew up watching her cook all the time, or being in the kitchen with her and her teaching me early how to cook. I didn't really realize it was my thing until I kind of got older. I started really enjoying it. The more people was like, ooh, this is so good, or oh my gosh, you can cook, the more it made me really tap into it, start really enjoying it more and more. But I feel like food brings people together. Everybody likes to eat, everybody likes to laugh, everybody likes to hang out and have a good time, and you can do all of those things while you're eating. And why not do it when you have great food?
Food brings people together. I agree with that.
It definitely brings people together. You have food at funerals, you got food at graduations, you got food at parties. I mean, even when you're sad, you want to eat. When you're mad, you want to eat. When you're happy,
you want to eat.
When you're intoxicated, you definitely got to eat. So,
the late night pizza. You need to do a Sea of Soul pizza.
I should.
We made pizza that night.
And it was bomb.
We made pizza that night.
But I should put my Sea of Soul stamp on it. Like a seafood, soul food. Don't worry about that. I can't tell them that yet. Somebody might take it. No, absolutely not. You ready to die?
Damn.
You ready to die? You asked me that.
So we got
Gotta go.
So I'm just curious to know, right? What are the pros and cons of cooking? And in the sense of in your world, what is the pros and cons of being a cook, wife, mom?
Pros of being a cook. I mean, obviously, as I said, I like to see people enjoy food. It makes people happy. It brings good energy into any type of situation you're in. And to being a mom, there is no pro. My kids don't enjoy my food.
Don't do my kids. Do not.
My kids, I will make them a plate, and it will be gourmet, and then they look at me and they want smoked sausage. So there is no pro for me with being a mom and cooking. It does not work.
At the same time, I told you, listen, people don't want, my kids don't want parsley. They don't want the extra season. and you making a beautiful plate for a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old.
I thought it was appealing.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty.
To me.
And then my
appealing.
kids get it and they're like,
yeah, they don't want that.
And then I say, well, would you like
noodles?
And then everybody jumps up and screams. So, okay, but you asked me a question.
Okay.
Is there a pro? I said no.
No, I think that's your fault. That ain't their fault.
Okay.
It's not their fault that they want regular kid food. You see what that? Look, she'll make sausage, right?
My mom made me gourmet meals.
You a weird kid.
I was. But
okay then, don't put my kid. All I'm saying, my kids are regular, and you can't put parsley on their sausages. It doesn't make sense.
I try to do a little paprika on top. I try to fluff it up. I try to stuff them. I try to do the whole 9, and they just don't. It just does not go. They'll rather eat Oops All Berry cereal for dinner, strawberry oatmeal, or blueberries and strawberries for dinner or lunch or whatever it is I'm cooking. It's not appealing to them. So that's a con for me. It's not a pro. And then for white,
that's not your fault.
This is from my perspective. Whose perspective is it? Yours or mine?
It's for the people to know.
Okay, so I'm telling y'all.
It's for you guys.
He asked me, again, we're going to reiterate, as a cook, as a mom, and as a wife. I say as a mom, it's not a pro, it's a con. Okay, next, as a wife. My husband loves my food. He brags on my food. He eats my food and he's like, oh my gosh, it's so good. He goes and tells everybody about how well fed he is, and I love it. It makes me feel good. I feel like I'm the wife of the day when he goes to talk to people about my food. You know, so I enjoy that my husband loves my food. So I got 2 pros and 1 con. I'm good with that.
I just have to ride for my kids, to be honest.
As you should.
Okay, anyways. So, but it's more of a balancing act, right? Because your husband ain't around all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to balance kid, work, home. No. Is that right?
All in one way or another.
Home, kids, being a wife. What is it? Work-life balance. You have to do that. Okay? So what has been the thing from when you first started to where you are now?
What has been
the thing like change? Like you seem more motivated now, and you seem more receptive to criticism, you seem more receptive to success. You know what I'm saying? It might not be huge, but to you it could be a step in the right direction. So what has been?
Because I had to open my perspective and understand that those things are gonna come. I'm gonna get criticized, good or bad, or it's gonna be tough. It's gonna get challenging, and I'm usually a person where like adversity takes place. I shy away, and I'm like, nope, But I realized that where I'm at now, I wouldn't have gotten here had I shied away. And it just took. I don't know what it changed my mind or what switched over for me to be like, hey, keep pushing through that moment.
I think I know.
Well, tell me.
I think especially when COVID hit.
COVID definitely.
When COVID hit and I wasn't able to work as much as I normally do. I was just really working 8 to 4. You know what I'm saying? And then we realized how much those either extra hours I was working, all this other stuff, that how it played a significant part on finances and stuff like that. And I'm grateful for it because it pushed you to another level that I don't think you would have gotten without COVID. And so that's what I think was a changing factor when you was like, look, baby in this huge kind of situation where they didn't shut everything down. We don't have like that big extra income coming in. Now I got to step up to the plate because there's nothing me personally that I could personally do. You were like, you know what? Let me figure out something I can do. Let me take these risks. So I think that was the turning point. When you was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take these risks and I'm just gonna do stuff my way and kind of push the envelope. And I think that was something that kind of changed the dynamics of your mindset.
I can definitely agree to that because it did. times got hard. I mean, I think every normal family right now can say that during COVID you experienced some kind of strife. You may not have went without, but you thought about how you gonna pay the next thing, or how you gonna buy this, and how you gonna be able to provide this to your family. And we did have to have those conversations, like, hey, what's going on? What what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And you can say you got family and X, Y, Z all day long, but at the end of the day, you want to try to take care of household yourself before you have to go to those extremities. So it did. It made me jump out there and say, you know what, I'm finna try to give it all I got. And if it don't work, I can say at least we failed and it didn't work. Hey, call up father-in-law, mother-in-law on whatever end and try to figure it out. But if not, hey, we did it. So it did make me get out there. It did make me jump and try to figure out a way for us to advance to the next step. But then once I did it, I felt better about it. I felt better that I was able to do something for us without having to depend on somebody else or anything. And then it still was working out for CSO. Like CSOs started building a buzz off of week after week after week. I started gaining more clients week after week after week. And money was generating, and it was just a good thing. So that also motivated me. The more that I continued to see growth, even if it was stagnant, but the fact that I was putting myself out there in a position to possibly grow or exceed what I thought could possibly happen was good for me, because I wasn't used to challenging myself.
And that's why I think that the big coach work in mysterious ways, because there was that point where I didn't even know what we was going to do, how we was going to do things, because we were so used to a certain amount of money coming in, and we got comfortable with that amount of money coming in. And so now it was like, all right, I'm proud of you that for like kind of stepping up to that plate and making things happen, and you being the woman of the house and kind of pushing yourself to that limit, which I enjoy watching. So I think I need to take more time off.
You should. I enjoyed you home.
Just because of the kids. She don't enjoy me, she want me to take the kids to see that.
It's a big help.
So,
but before you continue, can I really?
No, don't do Rasta.
Shopper gotta go. Stop. Shopper gotta go. We got her. Woo! Shopper can sit right here though. She can be a fixture. Come on, stop. Ain't nothing wrong with Shopper.
Like a big ass spider.
We got Lil Wayne dreads going
on the set. You know what? Funny Face Studios, can you please edit this out? Thank you. Appreciate it. So let's get into what is it? I'm curious, and I want your real perspective. Like, what is it like being married to a cop? Like, what is that? Like, because I think a lot of people don't understand the dynamics. Not even for myself being a police, but being the wife of a cop and understanding the notion that one day, and it's not me trying to be funny, me getting emotional about it, but one day I might not walk through that door. So especially with everything going on in the world. So let's think about, in your perspective, what is that? Would you want me to quit? But you know what I stand for and what I get down. So what is it? What is it? Be real with the people.
I mean, at first it was cute. You know, like, got your man in the uniform, oh, he got a career, blah, blah, blah. He's a cop. Like, it was cute. It ain't cute no more. It's not cute
They don't
no more.
understand. They ain't funny games,
it's not, you know. You go through your July 7th, you go through these moments where we've had year after year or month after month of
It's for the people.
Where we have, you know, issues with unarmed black men being killed by police. And not only is it upsetting for you guys, but as for me as well, because outside of his uniform, he's still a black man. They don't care about him. They don't care about him at all. We've witnessed it. So, you know, the cute stuff it's out the window. I don't know, some days I find myself getting comfortable, but God works in mysterious ways, because every time I find myself getting comfortable where I'm just like, okay, he's a cop, He's going to work. He coming home. I'm gonna talk to him at 4:30.
Wow.
Sorry,
Real
guys.
stuff. We in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing.
I know he's gonna come home at 4:30 or whatever.
Stop telling these people my schedule.
Well, he's gonna come
some
home.
people out here don't like me.
He's gonna come home at 8:30, and I got used to that. Like, I just knew that was gonna happen, and I can say that I know that I'm not the only wife who has had that assumption. But then you have to go through an end of watch shift. So every time I get comfortable or I get too comfortable, something extreme happens. It's either an unarmed black man is being killed, and so now we have a war against cops, or all of a sudden you just randomly have attacks against cops for whatever reason. Not saying it's warranted or unwarranted, just saying things happen to where it brings me back to reality that, hey, like, he is a cop. So don't get too comfortable. Remember what he's doing every day. Make sure you call him as many times as you can throughout the day.
And you make sure of that.
Make sure his babies talk to him as many times throughout the day.
Make sure of that.
Especially during COVID, when they have the opportunity to talk to their dad as much as possible. It's hard. It is hard. But sometimes it's a reality that I choose not to face, because I don't want to sit there and wonder all day long about it. I just try to pray about it and lean on family about it and things like that. But it's not as cute as it sounds, or as it was. And the whole man in the uniform thing, could care less. Over it, done with it. Especially with now as intense as it has gotten against our black men. And I don't feel like he's exempt, but it's weird because he's on this side and he's on this side, and so it's like, well, what do we do? How do we do it? How are we gonna do it? Being on both sides, because we're unfortunately on both sides, in the sense of that's his 9 to 5, but at the same time this is his 24/7. And my reality is that's my 24/7 with him. My son is a 24/7, and I still got to deal with his 9 to 5. And so it's really not a balance that you can figure out. But at the end of the day, pray. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, I think like for me, that's why I have been so adamant on being a community leader. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like I'm heavy, you know what I'm saying, in the sense of she feeds me a lot, but I'm heavy in the streets also, you feel what I'm saying? So shout out to you. But I also understand that what I do for the people will fight for me, and they'll understand where I'm coming from. So I don't go out there knowing that I might not come home. I go out there knowing that I'm going to come home, and if I don't, it's been some real tragic stuff on some weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was at that point, gotta come home every day, gotta come home to your kids. But I'm like, if I do my part out here, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna come home. You know what I mean? If I'm not overly trying to be something that I'm not, I'm gonna, and trust me, bad things still happen, but at the same time understand the dynamics of what I need to do while I'm out there. So now I'm not as afraid, and I can understand when she called me, like, what you doing? I'm like, yo, I'm in the hood, I'm in the projects, just walking around. She's like, you what? You what? You know what I'm saying? So, but I get it. You know what I mean? But I want to congratulate you on your success on being not only a chef and a cook, but also being a wife and a mom, because those two things are stressful, doing the line of work your husband does and being at home during COVID-19 where you don't get that break from your kids. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say congratulations on accomplishing and still fighting those things. And you're amazing, bro.
Thank you.
You do your thing. You alright, fam. Let me not
Because you don't be throwing hands and circle when I want you to.
I threw it last night. I'm done.
Oh, no.
I'm done.
No. Okay, one more thing.
What?
At least two more things.
Right.
I want at least, can you give the people at least one recipe on how they can make a simple dish? You know what I'm saying? Say, because you got people out here that's dealing with COVID that ain't got a lot of food. You know what I'm saying? I want something for my people, because most of my listeners, they in the street.
All right.
Another thing.
That's all I got.
I know. I need one more thing.
Okay, what's up?
I need one more because I don't think you understand. I need you to make a little, because you do this for the kids. You whip up a quick hood meal. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to give. So let me give a scenario. If I got noodles,
Mm-hmm.
if I got broccoli,
Mm-hmm.
I got cheese, and I got some kind of seasoning over here.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I got some sausage or something,
Mm-hmm.
I need some quick hood meal where people can be like, you know what? This is still a nice gourmet meal for my kids
Mm-hmm.
or my family, but it's still hood style and I ain't got a lot of money. Cause that's what people are suffering
simple.
with.
You
Okay.
can boil your noodles, your ramen. Boom. Don't overboil them. Stain your broccoli, boil it however you want to do it. You can make it a whole ramen pasta dish.
Oh,
You can do that.
The
What am I trying to say? Yeah.
sausage, cheese. So we got Roman.
Sear your sausage is what I'm trying to say. Fry them. Fry your smoked sausages. Me personally, when baby puts me to test on that, I really just prefer a smoked sausage sandwich.
Yeah.
Chop up some onions. I like to caramelize my onions.
Mm-hmm.
Put the sausage on my soft piece of bread.
Mm-hmm.
All in one, smush it together, and that's a good hood meal. Kids want noodles on the side, we can do that too. But you can combine it all in one. Steam your broccoli, boil your noodles, smoke your sausage, and sear them up real good. Get a nice little crust on them. Throw them all in there. Add some cheese. Add the season. You got a whole little ramen meal.
Boom. It's just like that. Listen to me. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks to my beautiful wife, Tori Glass, aka Chef Sia Soul, Chef Glass. I thank y'all for really tuning in. You got anything else to say to him, baby?
I don't. I hope you guys enjoyed me. He probably won't let me on for a long time. So if you have the opportunity, please check out this episode because I probably won't be back. And I hope I entertained you guys.
Listen, she will be back, but it'll be more on some when we have our relationship conference, which is coming soon. Because I want people to understand the pros and cons of relationships and being married, the dynamics of that kind of stuff. So this has been the Real Catch 22 Leader of New School Glass and
Tori.
Catch 22 Leader. Bro, damn it. Bye.